Welcome back to Under Oath. Today we have actor, comedian, writer Johnny Pemberton. Johnny, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound great.
Oh man, I have loved your career. Everything from Superstore to Fallout to your own stand-up comedy. You know, it's a fun run for you, man.
Thank you. It's been a fun run. I hope it continues.
You know, now you got the new movie coming out. It's Mermaid. I don't want to think like Breaking Bad and Splash together, but give me a little lowdown on it.
That's actually a great comparison. No one's ever said that before. I do think that's a good sales pitch, honestly. I mean, people say it's sort of like Splash meets Weekend at Bernie's. I've heard The Shape of Water meets Lars and the Real Girl. So all those kind of movies mixed in there. It's definitely a very unique movie. There's nothing else like it.
Now, when this comes to you, or are you writing it too, where you go, yeah, I wrote this. This is fun, or does it just come into your lap?
This is something that was written by Tyler Cornack. He's the director as well. He has had some previous movies I was a big fan of. His first movie called Butt Boy.
Yeah,
it's a weird movie. It's an indie movie, and I loved his movie a lot. And we became friends because just randomly I met him, and he was like, "I have this part for you. I think you'd be great for." And it turns out it was real, and we. Everything snowballed from there, and it was a great experience.
Now, where is this shot? Is it shot in Florida, or is it shot somewhere else?
It was shot in Florida, in St. Petersburg on St. Pete Beach, which is next to Tampa. Beautiful area.
Yeah, we're out of Orlando, so yeah, it's
okay. Right? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, at least that was good. It wasn't in the middle of summer, right?
It was pretty hot. Yeah, it was in September into October, so it was pretty damn hot. But it could be worse.
Now, the hard thing for me is I also write comic books. I do stand up, but when I do something and it doesn't come out for a year, and then I have to promote it a year later and I'm on to 5, 6, 7 different things. I mean, is it hard for you to remember, wait a minute, what am I working on now?
It's impossible. I can barely remember any of that stuff. You're deeply outside of the moment that it happened. So just got to recall it the best I can. I'm trying.
Now, you've done some great roles. I mean, from Bo from Superstore, Thaddeus, and Fallout. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you just play so many diverse characters. I mean, do you find it like going, yeah, I got this, drama, comedy, I'm well-rounded?
Yeah, I mean, I really like playing different characters. I love diving into a character. Anything to take me away from myself, I'm happy to do.
I was just watching Fallout again, and I was watching the scene where you're in the factory doing the ghoul thing. And right. It's so funny because you're so likable and you're playing this weird kind of character. And I don't know what it is about you, but no matter what you do, hero or villain, we like you.
That's good. I think that's a good thing. I have played some roles that I'm not so likable, but those aren't as popular, thank God.
Now, your background is in stand-up, What you're doing now is light years away from being on the road and the crappy hotels and doing everything else. Do you ever pull back from that and go, hey, I don't care how bad the day is, it's not going to be worse than this?
Sometimes, yeah. But I mean, the stand-up can be, I still do a lot of performing. I've got a lot of dates coming up. They're both are great and both are terrible at times. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's some of that stuff where I've never done it and I don't want to ever do it, but also I've had times on set that are miserable as well. So I tend not to think about it too much. I don't want to do a lot of comparison, otherwise I get in the weeds with that.
Now, when you're talking about stand up, are we talking about doing smaller shows like Improvs and Funny Bones, or like centers?
I mean, it just depends, I guess. It depends on where they book me. I'm doing Comedy on State coming up here in Madison, Wisconsin in July 9th through the 11th. And it just depends.
Now, as a stand-up comedian, after you finish a set, people always ask you how truthful that moment was because they find something they like about it. And right. I always try to tell them, listen, we take a little something and then we just blow the hell out of it. Do you find that, or you go, nope, I'm going right down the line?
It all depends. There's a lot of stuff I tell that's 100% true. I have a one-man show I just taped. It's going to be my first special coming out, and that's all all fully true, but it's also different than a lot of stuff I do. Otherwise, some stuff I do is clearly totally not true at all. It's all just like a story or a character or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, but also my stand-up journey is very different than a lot of people.
Well, do me a favor, give me a little taste of that. How is it different than like a lot of other people's?
Well, I mean, I guess I just like to do a lot of characters and a lot of like I do a lot of musical things and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I really like a lot of people who just stand there and talk, but and it's not really for me.
A lot of people say the difference between a comic and a comedian is a comic can do anybody's material, while a comedian has to do things that are directly tailored to themselves. Does that feel close to you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think I heard like John Lovitz. I mean, it's an old thing, but I remember him saying something like, I can't remember which is which, comic or comedian, but one person says funny things and one person says things funny.
Yeah.
So I like to say things funny as opposed to saying funny things.
Now, I was watching your special the other day, the Minnesota reggae special you did. And
how did you saw it?
Yeah.
How did you see it?
It's on YouTube.
Ooh, I don't think so. I mean, you saw
I can tell
clip
you,
of it?
it was a long clip. It was about a 5-minute clip. And I was like going, wow, I love this.
Interesting. Okay, because it must just be a clip from one of the tapings I did, because that's the special I just taped. I'm so curious what that might have been, but because it's definitely not the special, but
it felt more like a stage. It felt like you were practicing. So I don't know if somebody put something out there.
Weird,
because
yeah.
it didn't have that feeling like it was shot from like a 3-camera thing and it was moving around, but it was interesting. I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm a storyteller on stage also, so I appreciated exactly what you were doing, and I was going, I love when people come to you after a set and they go, I found something into it. I have that same problem. Instead of going, that was really funny, dude, which happens all the time. But it's kind of great when people come to you about what you said and they live in it.
It's nice to tell stories as opposed to just placating drunks.
It's talking about placating drunks. I realize the longer I do this, the quicker I am to slap somebody when they step out of line. I used to be a little timid about it, but now it's so quick, and it feels cheap, because the jokes feel cheap. But I mean, at the same time, I think you have to, keep your room.
Yeah, I think so. Also, it's about just cultivating the fans. If somebody, I don't want to do shows to people who don't want to be there. So, it's their loss, not mine.
Now, there was a book called, it was about comedians on the road, and it talked about the worst stories, the worst places, and people having to sleep at the bar and everything else like that. What do you remember as your worst room, without mentioning the name, because you might go back someday, but...
I won't go back. If I have a bad experience, I'm not going back. I think the worst experience I ever had was in somewhere in Ohio. I think it was like a Funny Bone or something like that. And these women had, this was years ago. I did this tour with a friend of mine that somehow was supposed to be cross-promoted from 2 different companies, but each company thought the other one was promoting it, and neither of them did. So it was these 2 massive companies, and they just forgot to promote the shows at all. They just totally forgot to. So they gave people free tickets last minute. There are these ladies in the front row who were just there to get drunk, and I had to threaten to throw a chair at them so they would shut up. And even then, oh my God, just such spiteful pieces of trash. They're probably drowning in a ditch somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
It happens.
If they're even alive. I doubt they're alive anymore.
I had this woman in front of the row once trying it on her phone. I said, "Could you put the phone down?" She goes, "I'm making a booty call." I was like, "All right, well, let's just hear it." I don't know what to say.
That's incredible. Yeah, it's amazing how just how trashy people can be.
Now, you go from stand up, you're traveling, you're doing this thing, and when did you realize, when you're going, okay, the acting thing, I really want to do this. I really want to get into it, but it's hard. It's a hard journey to bust your ass into this stuff. Do you ever feel comfortable, or you're going, okay, I'm in the right direction. I think this career is going the way I want it to go. Where the anxiety drops a little bit.
Anxiety for what exactly?
Well, the future about going, because, it's comedy, acting, it's a vagabond existence where it's
Yeah.
the next thing you kill what you eat, and it's, the amount of stress that actors and comedians go through. I mean,
Right.
are you at a point now where you're like, going, okay, I feel good about this? Or is it every morning you wake up and go, all right, yelling at your agent, did we book this? Did we book this?
I don't know. I feel like it'll always be there, always be there. And also, it's never been there too. I guess I just don't really care as much as some people about that because I feel like nothing really bad can happen to me that hasn't already happened. So, living in the gravy already has been since I first started.
God,
Just doing it all, just getting able to do this at all is so wonderful. So, I just really enjoy doing it. So, I'm gonna do it.
God, I love that. I mean, it's so hard to not feel like, the next day is going to be rough. And I guess, you've had some medical experiences, things like that, where you're going, hey,
Right?
listen, I'm a lot higher than I should ever be.
Yeah.
Wow, I
I
love
feel
that.
that. Yeah, it's all gravy.
Now, you write a lot of your own material. Do you have a desire next year? You go, well, I'm going to write my own movie. I'm going to put this script together and I'm going to produce this thing and I'm going to get on this.
Yeah, I'm working on some stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Can
For
we
sure.
can we get a taste of it, or is it
Now,
like,
I feel like if you talk about something like that, it has a tendency to kind of vaporize and go into the wind. So I don't like to talk about stuff until it's a real thing.
so we're still a little superstitious, even though life has been great? Okay.
I'll be superstitious till the day I die about that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's just a good practice. You shouldn't discuss things openly unless they are already done.
All right. I like to talk to guys who have achieved a certain level of success and, they feel likable. Best celebrity moment. For example, you got to meet this actor, you got to meet your hero or something else like that. And then you have to play cool when you meet the person.
It was probably meeting Teresa Strasser from While You Were Out when I was the first year I lived in LA, and that was it was really cool to meet someone. This is the first person I'd seen on TV ever, and that's about. I don't think anyone has that story because we're talking about a person who was on a TV show I used to watch in the summer in Florida because it was so hot, couldn't go outside,
Yep.
but. Yeah, I just remember meeting Teresa Strasser once and being like, oh my God, that's Teresa Strasser from While You Were Out, the TLC home makeover show.
That happens to me every once in a while when I see somebody. I go, oh, I love them. I love them in the scene. I love them in the movie. Now, obviously you have your own fan base, and
Mhm.
people come up to you and they say, oh, how great they are. They love you in certain things. Is it uncomfortable or does it feel like a compliment? What is it? I mean, how do you internalize it where you go, okay, don't let this get to my head?
It's great. I love it. I love when people are fans. It's wonderful. Sometimes it's awkward because it's like this parasocial relationship, and they don't know. They feel really uncomfortable. I can tell that they're very nervous, which I feel bad that they're nervous, but also, that's there's nothing I can do about that. So, I had recently met someone who got a tattoo of me on their leg. That was pretty interesting to
Ooh.
see. Otherwise, I enjoy it. It's always nice to have fans. It's just it's such a great thing that people come out to shows and that they want to have anything to do with it or anything at all. It's great.
I saw this clip you do as this character Wayne at a convention.
Oh,
And,
right, yeah.
and this dude is in front of you trying to help people to sell. And you get in and you're like, hey, how do I get a sweatshirt? How do I get,
Oh,
this?
that guy.
Oh my God, that was awesome. I was dying because
guy.
I do conventions.
Oh man, he was on a different planet, man. He did not understand. Oh, that guy was what we call FOS.
Yeah. It was funny because he was trying to teach his people how to sell and get into it. And,
Yeah.
and he didn't realize that you were doing a bit and he was completely lost in it. And how many times do you get to do that? How does that even happen where you're going, okay, I'm going to do this today?
I think it was in Indianapolis, maybe. I don't remember now, but I saw that this trade show was happening, and I thought, oh well, I got nothing to do. I'll go over there and in character, and I just walk around and do it. And sometimes I get recognized, and it kind of blows the bid up. But otherwise, most people, they're just in their own world, and they don't know. They're used to guys who are obsessed with machinery. Most people who operate big machines are used to talking to young men who are also obsessed with machinery. So it's not that unusual.
It felt like you were like a modern day Borat walking around in character, hoping somebody didn't recognize you, and they were all buying into it. And how long do you think, like if you tried to do that now, do you think you'd get away with it?
It's harder, but I mean, like I said, I think a lot of these guys, they don't really watch movies or TV, so they're kind of on the spectrum dudes who are into their lane specifically, so they probably wouldn't recognize me. And even if they did, it's like I just move on. So
now I'm gonna get into the geek stuff because I'm a comic book writer and I have a lot of people who listen to my stuff. And I guess now, have you had the opportunity to do a Comic-Con because you did Fallout?
Yeah, I did Comic-Con for Son of Zorn many years ago. I think that was gosh, we had our billboards all over the trolleys and everything. It was a really big promotional push for that show. I did Comic-Con back then, and I haven't done it since, but looking forward to doing it in the future.
Well,
really am.
You got a lot of product to put out there, so I think you won't have a problem getting in.
Yeah, the Fallout fans are ravenous.
Oof, yeah. Now, you don't have the makeup is serious, but it's not it could be worse because you actually are you're kind of being turned into a ghoul. You're not fully ghoul with the nose broken off and everything. But how long does that take? It
takes about 3 hours.
Jeez.
Which is actually the longest of any of the characters. It's longer than Walton. It's longer than it takes a long time.
How does yours take longer? Or I guess his pieces are just, a lot, I guess more together.
Yeah, it just does because it's weird. The stuff that looks more subtle actually tends to take longer than the stuff that's more severe.
All right. Well, hey, I can't. I've loved everything you've been in. Why don't you tell us how we'll be able to see Mermaid?
You can watch it on Fandango or Apple or Amazon Prime. You can rent it or buy it on any of those services. You can stream it right from the comfort of your own home or theater. And
let's give some social media so people can start following you on that too.
Yeah, you can just find my name. It's Johnny Pemberton. I'm on all the platforms. And if you want tickets to shows, there's links in all the social media, but also you can go to my website, johnnypemberton.dog.
Well, I can't wait to see you. Hopefully you come through Orlando. I'd love to see your work.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be there in the fall.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, Johnny, take care and have a good day.
Thank you.